What is good, everybody? What is good is Big Game James. I'm here, Silver and Blue Nation. You know how we do. Back in the house. Been a few weeks since I've been with my dog, Boss Cowboys. Birthday from the boo thing last week. My big dog had to take care of some things the week before, but we're back at it. What's up, big dog? Boss Cowboy in the house.
What's up, Big Game? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, man, just chilling. Getting ready for this. A matchup against these Pittsburgh Steelers, 7-0. Looks like a David versus Goliath, but I'm not really saying they're like a Goliath because their offense isn't really great to me, but they do have a really good defense. They don't have a great offense to me. They're okay on offense. They got Claypool, they got Schuster, but Connor is okay. They got Ben, but I'm saying their offensive line is okay. You know what I mean? We can get at them, but let's talk about some other things right quick.
All right.
So, how you doing? But first, how's everything going with you?
Man, good, man. My question to you, man, is when do you sleep, bro? Like, oh man, I saw you working out, getting ready to fight. I was like, this dude is like, I was watching a movie and that dude said, when do you sleep? That boy don't sleep.
Hey, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I gotta stay active. I'm getting older, dog. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're 21 at heart. No,
yeah, you feel me? I'm 21,
yeah,
21.
You 18 at heart.
Yeah, I'm not 18 now. I might be 16 at heart.
Because I think I go hard. You know what? Because I think I go hard, but then I look at you, I'll be like, I gotta pick it up. But no, I'm doing good, man.
Yeah, man. Let me give a shout out to everybody that's jumping in here. T Smooth TV, what's up with you, boo thing? Sharon Foots, good to see you. Waiting for everybody to get up here. They might not got all the notifications, but y'all get your asses up in here. But it's all good. But let's talk right quick before we talk about this Cowboys Steelers matchup. Let's just talk about the state of the Cowboys right now. What's your thoughts going in? Cowboys are 2-6. We haven't got to talk in a couple weeks.
Yep.
You said you had a lot on your mind. Want to get a lot off your chest last week. We didn't get to meet up, but what's the kind of your thoughts on the state of the Cowboys right now?
I honestly feel like we're tanking. I think we are intentionally tanking, and some of the clues to me was the play calling, especially last week. Because I'm gonna ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
If you're an offensive coordinator, or just even let's say little league, how many times do you run a trick play?
I feel you.
They ran the same trick play 3 times. So a trick play is designed to trick you, right? So that means you run it once. So when they ran it 3 times in pivotal situations, I was like, nah, they already thinking 2021. So that's my overall state of the Cowboys. I also pretty much obviously feel that the guys that they let go before the trade deadline was more kind of around the edges. It wasn't serious moves like they did in 2018, because in 2018, getting rid of the offensive line coach, that was a serious move. Getting Cooper was a serious move. The guys they let go, those are more like scapegoats to me. It wasn't really like we trying to really salvage this season. We really trying to fight it out and win a division. It was more so. It was like we are where we are because of those guys, when it's really more than those guys.
Yeah, man, I feel you on that. Let me give a shout out to the Lunatic with the $5 holla. Hey ho, with the $5. Hey. It's been a while since I seen you, the Lunatic. He said we activate our fullback, run the ball, help Terrence Steele out. Don't make it such a blowout, and go Cowboys. I feel you. Yep. Shout out to you, Brandon Boyce, as well. But good strategy. I think when we jump in, when he just to jump off of that segment, right? That's what he just said. Ezekiel Elliott might not play. Now, I've been saying the last few shows I've been doing that I wasn't never wishing Ezekiel Elliott would go out, but I did want to see a game where I saw Tony Pollard just get the whole workload just to see what he can do. Not saying he's better than Zeke or anything like that. I just want to see what he can do with a workload. Too many people are saying that Tony Pollard can't carry a 20 carry load, 25 carries too thin. They said he's not that guy to be able to do it. He's more of a gadget guy. Well, I don't really believe that, and I believe that if you get him some carries, he can be productive. We saw in the last game, he had 7 carries for 40 yards, and a lot of times when we see Tony Pollard getting the ball, it's you know, like I know, boss, you play football. You have to be in the game to get warmed up, especially if you're a running back. You can't go in there 2 plays and then go out and sit out a whole quarter and then come back in the game and think you're just going to start up with the juice. It doesn't just happen like that, especially in the pro game. It's a harder game to be able to do that. So they're expecting a lot from Tony Pollard to be sitting there cold the whole damn time and then come in there because it's like we almost know when he's going to play. But this time, the last 2 weeks, it looks like he's starting to get some more carries. And if they're going to be a game right now, I want to see what Tony Pollard can do, whether it's in the receiving game, whether it's in the running game. I want to be able to see what he can do. And if this is a game where Zeke has to sit out because of his hamstring, then I want to see what Tony Pollard can do and what he can offer to the team.
It's fair. I agree. And then, because this is, to be honest, to where I see the season, man, you never want to say this because people think that you are not a real fan of stuff. But this season over, man.
It's over.
Like, this season is over. And you're not a sellout to admit that. It's too much stuff that's stacked against us. Like, just being straight up, man. You down to your 3rd or 4th string quarterback. You have undrafted free agents as your tackles. That's rookies, and the other guy, Cam, is not playing that well. The guy that was starting to play okay is now gone. Knight, man, come on, that's so much to overcome. And it's like, bro, like even though Dak was balling with this line would have killed him year 2. Now year 5, Dak was handling it, but you have to be extra special to play good football with this line. Like, you really do. Like, you can't be a traditional sit back, set your feet type quarterback because you can't set your feet. You got to be a guy that can make off-balance throws, and Dak put that in his game, but now he gone. So with him being out, and then us and San Fran probably tied for the most injuries, it's over.
It's over.
And I don't want to be that fan. Like, I'm just gonna root for the Cowboys. Yes, I am rooting for them. I'm rooting for them by hoping they get a top 5 draft pick. You know what I mean? That's
you know what's so funny about this, big dog? I did a show with the Eagles. 5 Cowboys content creators, 5 Philadelphia Eagles content creators. They tried to spin us when they was like, oh, you guys is giving up. Y'all just got the losing mentality. Bruh, this ain't no losing mentality. Really? And I sat there and I spent it to them like this. If y'all was in our shoes and you lost Carson Wentz, you were down to your 3rd string quarterback. You didn't even have Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts was out. Let's say your 3rd string quarterback who you didn't know nothing about, and you'll see, and you weren't doing anything. You're really going to talk about winning the division. No, you're not. You're going to be talking about that draft pick, getting a player. Like, stop with the lies. Who are you fooling? You ain't fooling nobody, dog.
Right.
Ain't nobody sitting here trying to sit there and say we have a losing spirit or we're not trying to root for the team. Dog, we know when Dak went down, it was like when Romo went down in 2015.
Exactly.
He held everything together. We saw everything fell apart. You got everything going with COVID. You got your 2 tackles out. The defense is one of the worst in the league. You're playing with backups here. Nobody's really playing good. You just had a good game against a bad team in Philly, so you really can't be excited about that. You beat the Atlanta Falcons on a bogus onside kick. You beat the New York Giants in the last seconds with Andy Dalton. So it's not like you feel like you've had any kind of impressive wins, and it's not hating. It's just what you see. The season is over.
It's over.
But do we want our team to still play hard? Yes, because this is evaluation time. Because now you have your coaches that need to evaluate these players. You need to play. Bradley at 9 needs to play.
Right.
Do you agree? Bradley at 9 needs to play. You need to get Reggie Robinson in special teams or some kind of way, because stop trying to tell us that y'all still in it. You already lost 2 NFC East games. Who are you in it? And Andy Dalton's going to come in and save it. And even if you by miraculous chance we were getting the playoffs, we're really going to do something? We really think that we're going to go on a run? Come on, y'all.
Exactly.
Let's go.
And see, and that's what we mean by the season is over. See, because Big Game James, his standard is a Super Bowl. My standard is a Super Bowl. It's not about winning the division. Yeah, we both believe that we can win this weak division. Yes, we could win this division. We're not saying that we can't win this division, but ask yourself this. Do you want to win a division and pick 17? Or would you want to say, you know what? I'd rather pick top 4 in every round. Because see, the standard is the Super Bowl. That's what we mean by the season is over. Is that this team is not winning no Super Bowl. Like even when Philly, when Wentz went down, you know what I said?
Mm-hmm.
I said Nick Foles could take them there. I said he good enough to take them there because I saw Nick Foles win a lot of games in Philly. And I knew their coaching was good. But this is not the same scenario. Like, come on now. We was down to DiNucci. You know, like, come on now. Like a 7th-round quarterback with no starting experience at all. And like, look, listen, I know Dak came in when he was a rookie and just went on this miraculous run. But bro, that's a lightning in the bottle, bro. That don't happen. So what I would say, I want them to play hard. I want to see heart, and I want to change the goals. My goals now, big game, is like you said, I'm more so interested in talent evaluation, who we go keep, who playing hard, who potential starters. Are you gonna give Jordan Lewis or Woods a contract or Wooze? Like that's what I'm more so interested in now. Who plays hard when there's nothing to play for? That's what I want to see right now. Now do I want us to intentionally tank? No. But do I say that we just gonna really end up like 2015? Yeah. And let me ask y'all a question. Was you mad at 2015 after 2016? No, because 2015 brought in Zeke, brought in Dak, brought in Jalen. So we look, if we try to
we ain't really hyped about Jalen right now.
Yeah, but just at a time
I got you.
At a time when he had a top 5 grade, we was like, oh, right. So and then we look at how we drafted this past draft, and we getting ready to have 9 picks, 3 third-rounders. I mean, 2 third-rounders, 2 fourth-rounders, and a high first and a high second, bro. Nah, I want to be in that top 5. I really do. And I want us to play hard. My goals is not like we go win a Super Bowl. So I'm not even go hype it up like, oh, yeah, we can win now. Yeah, could we win? Yeah, could we squeak out? Anything can happen any given Sunday? Yeah. But I'm not going to be no fake analyst and then just have this rah-rah pump. We Cowboys, we never give up. I mean, they shouldn't. But, hey, I'm an analyst, so I'm going to look at it realistically.
Right. I totally agree with that. I mean, I'm like I said, once I started really seeing after Dak lost, it was over. And so now it's just, to me, it's player evaluation. But here's the frustrating thing with me. When we're talking, talking about player evaluation. I just heard Zach Martin come out in the media again saying, oh, I would kick out the right tackle if they tell me Mike McCarthy is coming there saying, oh, this ain't musical chairs. This ain't fantasy football. You know, we want continuity along the line. This season is over, dog. I know you ain't trying to get people killed and all that, Mike McCarthy, but damn it, you got Connor McGovern who came in and played 2 solid damn games for you. You need to figure out what he is. So if he is one of your guards, so you got to figure this out right here because it's really critical because you don't know what's going to happen with La'el Collins. We don't know. It was a mystery. That's like the mystery machine with La'el Collins. We still don't really know. Nobody's even talking about La'el Collins. We've seen Tyron Smith with the neck injury and the back injury. We don't know if he could just up and retire because he ain't playing another 5 more years. I don't care what nobody tells me. He's not playing another 5 damn years because that back and body is not going to allow him to. So where do we think we're going from right there? So they need to get an evaluation. Okay, Terrence Steele, maybe it can be good. I'm not saying he's not going to be terrible. I mean, not going to be good down the line, but he's not ready. Like, y'all need to see that, okay, he's not ready. He's played enough to, it's not going to hurt him to sit him down. Who are you hurting? Are you hurting his feelings by sitting him down? No. Let's get some people out there, some other people out there, because like I said, you need to see what you have in Connor McGovern. Brandon Knight, when he comes back, he could be your swing tackle. You need to figure out this lineup. And you keeping Connor Williams, this is my problem, because they keep Connor Williams at left guard. Statistically, this is his best year. But it's just like when I see McGovern in there compared to Connor Williams, I want McGovern getting in there and getting in that guard position and getting dirty because, dog, maybe it was just me. When I watched that film against Washington, big dog, he was holding his point of attack. He was moving them guys like Connor Williams does not do. he had that natural brute strength like a left guard should. And he was, and don't tell me that defensive line from the Washington is weak. They got a nice defensive front. Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, he was moving those guys out the way and he was creating holes. He was good in the pass game, not so great in the run game, but he was good both ways. And I think with more time, he can get better. I mean, you're playing your center in Biadish. Why don't you play him?
I mean, yeah, just perfect example of what we, to me, should be doing right now. We should be preparing for 2021, getting a real good look at our assets, and giving guys a chance to go in there. Like for instance, even Donovan Wilson, the way Donovan Wilson played against Philly, if he continues to play like he played from a play evaluation standpoint, you don't need a free. You don't. If he finished this year like he played, you don't need to draft a safety to start.
You don't think so? Well, maybe not to start, but a safety still.
Like when his first debut, I came on your show and I was honest and I said he started out great in the first quarter, but then he simmered out and started missing tackles. Versus Philly, that ball was banging.
Yeah, but I'm not ready to give Donovan. I'm not ready to give Donovan Wilson. I need to see a whole.
That's what I said. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If he
has to play really good,
like he played in Philly, then you won't need no other safety. But
he has to play
like one good game is not enough to be like we don't need safety, right? I want to see, like in terms of evaluation, I want to see Reggie Robinson, like you say, and I want to see him on not just special teams. Like they keep pigeonholing him to where we want to see him on special teams. No, we want to see him out there because come on, bro. Did you see how many tackles Woods was missing again versus Philly, bro?
I mean, we already know Woods is gone.
Exactly. So it's
why not
play Reggie Robinson right now?
That's my thing too.
Because that's the guy that Will McClay called his sleeper pick, bro. Out of all that crazy talent in that crazy draft, we literally got 4 guys starting in the same draft, a rookie draft. And he said that's the guy. And we all know Will McClay is gifted in talent evaluation. Put him out there, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? The free agent class from Will McClay wasn't great. So it wasn't, he has faults too. But my thing, I agree with you with Reggie Robinson. For what I'm hearing, though, is that he may not really be grasping that safety position. But even then, if he's not even grasping the safety position, put him in that corner because you really don't think Jordan Lewis is coming back, right? I think Cheeto could come back. I don't think Jordan Lewis is coming back. But I think Cheeto can come back. The only way Jordan Lewis comes back because he is not going to cost a lot of money out there in free agency, and that's why you could bring a Jordan Lewis back. But in my opinion, I think he's maybe done and wants to get his chance to be able to play, and maybe that might be his way of moving out. I think Cheeto, though, I don't think he's going to cost a lot of money, and I think the Cowboys would be, in my opinion, wise to go after Cheeto and get him in a good, friendly deal, much like the Anthony Brown.
And if I'm Lewis, I wouldn't want to be a Cowboy. Why would you want to be a Cowboy if you Jordan Lewis when they made you have a non-ending competition for all 4 years when all of us knew that he should have been a clear starter without any debate from day one? And
he hasn't been great, boss. The last couple of years hasn't been great.
This year, but the last couple of games he's been playing pretty good. But he started out kind of cold. But the last couple of games we've been seeing the typical Jordan Lewis. Now, is he absolutely great? No, but my point was also most players with what he's been through would have totally lost their confidence by now. It's every time you beat out Anthony Brown, you're still in this never-ending competition with him. Every time you beat him out. And it's like nobody want to go through that. At some point, you want the organization to have faith in you and say, hey, you're our guy. Not you're our guy, but we think this other guy might eventually get to where we think you are, So I just wouldn't want to be in Dallas if I'm him. I'm being honest now, and I just have a feeling he's gone because he's not going to want to be here. And if he's smart, if you don't want to be here, the first thing I start doing in the offseason is tweeting against the Cowboys, because the way to get out of the Cowboys is to tweet, and I would get out of here if I was him. Now, Wooze will likely be a deal because of that long hamstring injury. And, a lot of people don't want to pay money to a player coming off injuries, especially in a contract year, right? They want to have that last year with solid tape to say that you earned your money. and he's not in that situation. So I think you're right on that. He might end up having a team-friendly deal. And the Joneses go try to bend him over for a team-friendly deal. And likely, if you want to be a Cowboy, then you'll probably take it, Or, Dallas might just do, and I won't be surprised if they do this at all. They might just do what they did in 2016, going into 2017. Because in 2016, going into 2017, they just unloaded all the secondary and just drafted. They went in, they unloaded everybody. Church, Wilcox, Carr, and Mo gone. I was like, damn, y'all ain't keep none of them? Nope. And they went into one draft and got Cheeto, Lewis, and Woods. And actually, numerically, they played just as good, in terms when you look at them as a group performance. They might just do that because of the new staff. Because of the new staff, and I just think Stephen Jones, he's going to always try to get his players as cheap as possible. He will always try to bend them over. And that's why people like mad at the Jalen contract and even the Liel contract. But obviously, both of the Joneses went ahead and skipped Dak on that, as well as skipped at that time Zeke, because they was actually team friendly. They was way below market for their positions, So if they come give away, their market values, oh yeah, the Joneses will sign them. But if they go out into the market like, now, I want to see what the market go, they probably not gonna come back.
No, they're not gonna come back because the Jones are not gonna match that.
Yep. And then we might get cheap, which I would hate, bro, and re-sign Woods, because
I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna do that. I would say, in my opinion, I know the Joneses are some goofy people, but I feel like in my heart, Woods has done enough to really play himself out of Dallas. I think he's just done enough. I think, almost like when you get that bad taste in Dallas from the fans and everybody else, you almost can't stay in Dallas no more. Yeah. Nobody has a good taste in their mouth about Woods. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So he's got to go. If you were to sign Woods to a 3-year deal, people would be mad as hell. And the Joneses do listen to that. True. And I don't feel like Woods is gone.
I don't know, bro.
I'm telling you, Woods is gone, bro.
Woods with the fan base, bro.
No,
you're an educated fan. Don't think people think like you, bro.
I mean, I don't know how many people really saying Woods now, because there's been so much tape on him this year of not playing well. You feel me? Like, you could say
like that for years.
I know, but you can honestly say though, boss, he has not. His tape wasn't good last year. Toward the end of the year, his first few years, his tape was okay, because remember, they had him in the slot. We saw a couple interceptions, but the tape wasn't out on him like this, where he was getting focused on week in and week out, showing effort. You come out on the media and saying you can't really play 100%. I mean, you killing yourself. Nobody in Dallas wants to hear that when you come out in the media and say that. You have to go.
I mean, I will pray that everybody agree with you. My only thing is, I honestly feel like the Joneses still are now truly being exposed that they are likely the biggest culprits of the politics that we've been seeing over the years, right? Mm-hmm. There are certain players that they just seem to love. Like when Jason Garrett was here, we would think these were Garrett guys and stuff like that. So if I was to take a guess on guys that they just love, that they go keep on the roster as long as they can, we can probably see them at the same time. Tyrone Crawford, Anthony Brown.
After this year?
No, I'm just saying, in normal circumstances, they would have been gone.
Yeah.
Right? Especially with the amount of money we would have received by cutting him and how we restocked that D tackle. To me, get that $8 million, you overstocked at that position, and he's not playing up to that contract.
And he didn't play all last year. And what made you think he was going to play this year? And he really didn't have a camp all like that, but yet you just let him slide. Just like, hey, I'm going to say it with Sean Lee too. Yeah, we need him right now because the linebacker play hasn't been great. But the fact that this dude didn't play all the way up until week 8 and you kept him on the roster, you didn't go after any other linebackers and kept his linebacker spot, waited 8 weeks for him to get on the field. That's atrocious in coaching and management and everything. There's no reason why you did that. And like I said, it came out in the media. Oh, well, we could have we liked TJ Watt, but Ryan Marinelli won. I don't give a hell. Stop trying to get off the hook, Stephen Jones. You feel like you're trying to get off the hook with that. You made some bad contracts. Like I said, you got your guys who you like. Sean Lee, you probably would have kept Witten. Y'all wanted to keep Witten, but Mike was like, no. Right. You know what I mean? Y'all still, Jerry Jones was pumping out Witten still like, I'd love to have him back. You feel me?
Yep.
Y'all, they were still on that. They got their little favorites. And just like Cole Beasley said, the front office dictates who gets the ball. I believe it. The front office, who they like, they're going to control it. You're not going to control anything as a coach, anything. Will McClay, you may got a little bit of power, but you don't have no control. And that's the way it is. And we're going to keep going in these circles. I don't care. It's going to have to be, we're going to have to get crazy good players to overcome the front office for us to get another Super Bowl.
Right. Yeah. If we win the Super Bowl, let's just be honest, it's going to be despite the Joneses, generally not because of the Joneses.
It's not going to be. It's going to be despite.
Because, see, the problem is I think they just too involved. They way too involved. And the culture that I get a feel, I always say this, you never want to go to a place to where they bet on you. Like you saw the movie Trading Places. I mean, you know how it go. Like Mortimer, and they was betting with Eddie Murphy and the other guy, and he said $1, Mortimer, right? And they really made a bet on these guys' lives
for $1.
For $1. I'm not saying they're that egotistical, but it's kind of in that lane to where, and it's where it's even subconscious to where you'll say, I see something in that Anthony Brown. I think he's going to become something. So what you do to make yourself look right, especially if you got a big ego, is you keep spoon feeding them opportunities, even though the world sees he's not the guy. And then because you bet on Anthony Brown, you also bet against Lewis. So then we all looking like, why is this competition never ending? Why does Jordan Lewis get in there and earn it? Did Anthony Brown get injured? Or he was actually benched in 2017, came back starting again. Like, where does that happen? Big Game James, if you bench a kid coaching your little league team, do you put him back out there? No.
I benched him for a reason.
I benched him for a reason. And then all of a sudden, boop, he just popped back up. Same thing with Crawford. Crawford have 2 hip issues. Most people like, coming off an injury, we get $8 million if we let him go. 2 hips. We just got Poe, McCoy, drafted Gallimore. We got Tristan Hill going into year 2. We kind of overstocked. Let's get that $8 million. No, they camp him. Like, right? Sean Lee, to your point. Great point you made. Waited 8 weeks for him to come back? Bruh. And me and you were saying all offseason, bro, what are they doing at linebacker? We kept saying, bro, they need insurance for that, bro. We kept saying that. We said that they was made of glass, and glass. And it's still the same. Somebody bet on Sean Lee. It's that Mortimer, that $1, right? I think Sean Lee is going to be. And I knew it was when Stephen Jones came out. And he said this in the offseason. He said, our best linebacker the last games was Sean Lee. That's a damn lie. The best linebacker, clearly, the last 4 games last year was Malcolm Smith. It wasn't close. Like, if people just go look at the linebackers, watch the film, especially the last 2 games, it was not close. But Malcolm Smith got sent over to Cleveland, didn't he? Because he wasn't bet on. So I think what's happening is we have egos, and it's where it's not. And I think they're smart football guys, but I think it's their soft skills like ego that gets in their way. It's the same thing with Jimmy Johnson. And it was ego with Jimmy, because when he fired Jimmy and hired Barry Switzer, he started out the season saying, we want to win positive. Hold on. Big Game James, do you care for win is positive or negative? You just want to win. No, Jerry came out and said, I want to win positive. And when they won the Super Bowl, you know what he did? He put it right back in Jimmy's face and said, we won this Super Bowl positive. That was taking a shot at Jimmy because Jimmy was a no nonsense. Get on the asthma field, you get cut. He was a he had the whole team in check, bro. When you had Michael Irvin in check, Leon Lett in check, bro. So I just really feel like it's we could get there. We've been close before 2016, 2014. But it's gonna be where all the stars align. We drafted well, we got the right coaches, everything working, nobody getting injured. Then we might just get us one. But we are not the type of culture team that's built to keep going back to back to back like Pitt, New England, where they get close and close, or KC, right? We not built like that. We gonna be kind of on and off as long as the skills and the soft skills of front office is egotistical.
Hey, I've been saying it the last few shows. It's the ego. It's the ego that gets in the way because when Jimmy was winning them, it was the ego of, well, I'm the guy. I'm the one that done this. I am the one that helped. I'm the one. You're just the coach. I'm the owner. I could get anybody, and that's basically what he said. I can get anybody to do this, and we could still win. That's basically what he said. And here's my thing. What GM do you know right now in the NFL has 24 years under his belt and has 14 losing seasons and only 4 playoff wins? That GM is fired. That GM is not on a team. That GM is long fired. But the GM for the Dallas Cowboys, and I have people say, oh, that's the low-hanging fruit. It's easy to blame Jimmy and Jerry. It's easy to blame the guys instead of looking at everything. Well, that's who the buck stops with. If buck stops with everything else with them, it doesn't stop with the coach. It doesn't stop with the player. It stops with them. They have control of every single thing. Both of them have 3 titles apiece. You get what I'm saying? And I've said this before. Stephen Jones was born into this. He's the director of player personnel, but he is born into this. Where do we see Stephen Jones out on the field scouting? Where do we see him going on the road scouting? Where do we see him making these players? You got to scout when you're director of player personnel too. You have to. So where am I seeing Stephen Jones doing all that? But yeah, he has the title. You get what I mean? Yep. And so when I see that long of a period of time, when you're the GM and it's not happening, who else am I supposed to say? You had 7 different coaches who most of them had winning records except Dave Campo. Every one of those coaches you had winning records, but they could never win anything. And every time you meddled and put your hand in everything. And I mean, even now, You have Jerry Jones telling us these cockamamie. He comes in there. I think this kid is really good. Nobody listens to that, dog. You the GM and you almost 80 years old. I mean, you the GM and you almost 80 years old, dog. Trying to feed us this nonsense, and nobody believes it. Like nobody believes it any longer. Well, I don't believe it. The real people don't believe it, and that's what I'm saying. It's going to have to be a crazy draft. You're going to have to hit on all the picks. Nobody's going to have to get hurt, and it's going to have to be almost like a perfect type season for the Cowboys to win a Super Bowl. If it's any kind of anything go along with it, adversity and stuff, I just don't see the Cowboys getting over the hump because we still have people in there over top of this that are not doing this. You have player personnel from different organizations that year in and year out are competing in the playoffs. They're getting there. Cowboys have talent, but we're always known as what? Classic underachievers. That's what the Cowboys are known as, mediocre and classic underachievers. That's why people get tired of hearing us saying Cowboys going Super Bowl every year, because every year we say this, and look at this year. We were 8-8 last year, 10-6 the year before, but we were 3-5. We had a losing season before you made the trade, but it wasn't stupendous. The year before that, you didn't make the playoffs. So it wasn't like there was a great team that Mike McCarthy had. Now you compound with injuries. Now you're seeing the team for what it is.
Yeah, and if I'm going forward and trying to focus on solutions, one thing that I feel like they majorly dropping the ball on is not firing Mike Nolan. I think they need to do that ASAP. But the Joneses are very patient. They usually don't make any rush changes. They usually really do give you your rope to allow yourself to hang you with. Sometimes I agree with that because some circumstances can be out of Mike's hands. But I think at this point we've seen enough, right? And the drop off on the defense was just too great, right? because the assets is not that different. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now you can say on the offense that the assets are different, especially on the offensive line and Dak, obviously, right? But on that defense, the assets is not that different. The person that's managing those assets is what's different. The guy that's drawing up the scheme for those guys is what's different. So I would want to recycle somebody in there, just like we said, preparing for 2021 and seeing if that change makes the difference. Because I can't rock with you when you have the worst defense in our franchise history.
But boss, we should also know that the Joneses never don't want to look wrong.
Right.
If they were to fire Mike Nolan right now, they would look wrong in the media. It would not look bad. It would look bad on them. They don't know what they're doing. They don't want that. That's why they want to always see stuff through, because they don't want to look wrong. That's why they drag stuff on. That's why they keep people longer, because if it's something that they vouch for, if they put their stamp on it, i.e. Jalen Smith, because he had the knee injury, they vouch for him tough. So, and they signed him. So nothing, I feel like he's almost untouchable in their eyes because they invested in so much and they've said so much. You think they're really going to say, cut Jalen Smith?
No.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
you think he's getting benched ever? No. Because the Joneses have put their stamp on it. And when the Joneses put their stamp on it, they don't ever want to look wrong, dog. That's why Mike Nolan's not getting fired. You will see other organizations, them top ones, like, hey, man, we ain't got time for this fire. We got to bring somebody else. We got to try to make this happen. Dallas is not going to do that because them Joneses can't come out there and say, you know what, we made a mistake on that.
I actually think they would look like they know what they're doing. Like, because the data, the performance, the lack of, man, look, I put in my recap game one when I write these recaps after the game. I said game one, bro, when you notice it game one, that's a major problem, right? Mm-hmm. I said game one that they did not fly around like they used to under Rod.
That is true.
And I noticed that game one, everybody really caught up to that by game 3 and 4. But it was obvious from game one. I say these bros not running to the ball like they used to, bro. They not. Because Rod used to grade where basically, because I saw your films, bro. Okay. I saw your breakdown on Jalen. I saw all of that. Okay. I saw where you highlighted him speeding up, taking a couple of plays off. I saw all of that. Rod used to take off from them speeding up. You know why? You know why. Obviously, you big game James. Because you obviously wasn't going 100% from go. That's how he graded every snap. So when we used to, remember when Rod came in 2014, everybody said, man, we got no names on this D and they balling. Because he coached the hell out of effort. You know what I mean? So they would look smart to let him go because, yeah, I don't care what kind of X's and O's you drawing up. If these guys not running to the ball, if they not hustling, if they taking plays off, you gonna get that Odell Beckham BS. You know what I mean? Where a dude break after bending back 20 yards on the reverse. That's almost impossible, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that ain't never supposed to happen. So, like, I think, honestly, also, it's a couple of things I'm highlighting to focus on the future. Get rid of Mike. Go to a 4-3. None of this 3-4-4-3 hybrid mess. Go back to a 4-3. Put them balls hand in the ground. Because Tank playing better whenever his hand in the ground now. We'll see how long that lasts. But right now, it looks like that's better. Just go back to the 4-3. You're built for a 4-3, right? That's 1. 2. And this is the big one. That honestly, big game, I don't hear nobody saying this, but this is the big one. They need to fire their strength and conditioning coach right now.
Really?
Right now.
Why is that? Tell me.
Because strength and conditioning coaches are a direct reflection of injuries. And I know that because I played for University of Houston. And I told you this story off air before. No, it wasn't you, but I'll tell it to you now. When I was the main reason I picked the University of Houston to go play is because I had shoulder surgery my senior year, right? And I loved the game. So when they was recruiting me, I talked to Coach Lott. Now, Coach Lott is a famous strength and conditioning coach that was actually on Hard Knocks. You likely met Coach Lott because you always go to the combine. He the guy that be helping him on those spots.
Yeah.
So you know John, right? So John was recruiting me, and he said, Marcus, and they impressed the hell out of me, bro. He said, Marcus, I know about your surgery. I know you love football, and I know you want to stay on the field. He said, I'm going to tell you something why you should come to the University of Houston. He said, we have the biggest weight room in the facilities in the whole country. We just built the biggest and best weight room. He said, but most important than that, I have not had a major surgery in 4 years. No, I had 2. He said, I had 2. He said, I know how to keep you on the field. I signed. You know what I'm saying? Sure. But then when I got there, big, I saw why his boys never got injured. He never had me do anything that strained my shoulders. He never had me do bench. He never had me do incline. When everybody was doing that, he would have me doing something to strengthen my shoulder, right? So he got promoted. They hired the guy under him and brought him up just like the Cowboys did. The next year we had 15 surgeries. And I knew why. Because that's what he did to me. He took me from having personalized workouts that was for the best part of me to keep me on the field, and he just threw me in with everybody else. I started doing bench. I started doing everything that was bad for the parts of me that was already showing that I had kind of like a genetic defect, I guess you'll say. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But he did everybody like that. So when you see cats that never get hurt, Dak don't never get hurt. Awuzie ain't been hurt since 2017, right? And then you look at this, Tyron Smith never had a surgery. Regardless of him being injury prone, he never had a surgery until this new strength and conditioning coach. You look at John Knight, you look at all these guys that's like, when was the last time Zeke had a ham issue? Rookie year, right? The only common denominator is this strength and conditioning coach, bro. It's the strength and conditioning coach, and they need to get rid of him, bro. That's why. And then, and that's so, I don't mean to get upset about this.
Get upset.
But see, this what pissed me off, big. That don't they always say the best ability is what? Availability. Well, if that's the number one asset, which we clearly seeing this year, we are tanking because of our best guys are not available. Then invest into the guys that make guys stay on the field. You ever notice New England don't have injury issues like us? You know what I'm saying? It's certain teams to where they heavily invest into strength and conditioning and workouts that keep you on the field. That's why Brady got that old silly TB12 mess. It's designed at an old age to keep him on the field. And we talking about X's, O's, coaches, and no, bro, it's that strength and conditioning coach. He gotta go now.
Good point. I never thought of something like that. I'll be very honest with you. I did say that, like Terrence Steele, he's got to get stronger, things of that nature. But yeah, I never thought about that. But that's something to definitely be thinking about. And I'm going to be watching that going forward because, like you said, never seen Ezekiel sit out. Never seen him have a hamstring injury.
Nope.
Tyron Smith's been hurt every year, but I never have him actually go out on surgery.
Nope.
La'el Collins comes in out of shape, car injury, whatever. Just like you said, a lot of injuries. Massive that Dallas hasn't had in a very long time.
Since 2017. Because after 2017, because remember in 2017, they had a whole bunch of injuries. Remember, it was Switzer. Remember Switzer had the hamstring, and then Awuzie, he didn't even play to like week 8 because of his ham. Jordan Lewis didn't play to Denver because of his hamstring. And it was all kind of just tweaks and injuries. They fired that strength and conditioning coach, hired the guy going into 2018. You didn't see no injuries like this. They was doing real smart stuff. Like, you remember.
They was doing that ballet
training camp. Remember, they had everybody doing yoga.
And yep.
Bet they not Bakayoko no more, bro.
Yeah, because they was on them hamstring injuries.
Yeah, it was keeping them on the field. And so from 2017, they fired the strength and conditioning coach last year. And then you see the dude that's a tank, the dude that's a real tank, the leader of your team, ankle turned this way, knee turned this way. That get hurt? Freakish like he got hurt, bro. You did, like when he got hurt, bro, did you see that coming, bro? Like, so it's like, nah, bro, like, no, he gotta go. And I'm gonna keep sounding that alarm on him, like, get him out of here, bro. Now. We need somebody that's gonna come in here and really be like super genius. And I'm gonna tell you, because you know who they should hire? A couple of people. Obviously, John Lott. That'd be a good one. But the guy that got Watson back from the Texans, the old conditioning coach. Because if you look at the Texans, they don't get injured, bro. Now they're a losing team, but go look at their injuries. They not injured, bro. You know what I mean? The only person that's really injured on their team is the only guy that's really injury prone, and that's Will Fuller. But in terms of team, bro, them boys ain't getting injured. And so that, to me, that's the biggest knock. I know I got on a soapbox on that, but soapbox.
No, you're good. You're good.
But bro, and that's why I told you I had a lot to say, because I've been peeping it like, bro, this is crazy. Like after a few, you like, okay. But now it's hamstrings with Zeke, you know, and then another thing you notice, they get injured fast and come back slow. That's our strength and conditioning. You know what I mean? Like a good strength and conditioning coach get you in and out. Like you hurt, but we will get you back on the field within the week. We will get you back on the field within 2 weeks. Do you remember when Connor Williams got hurt with that ACL and was back in 3 days? That was the old strength and conditioning coach. So anyway.
Yeah, man, it's something to talk about and it's something to think about. It's just, you know, it's like I said, it's just a lot of things that are going wrong. It's sad because, you know, I hate because it's just like I don't know really what to say about it. It's just like
hey, and I'm gonna tell you what made me start feeling better, big game. Is like I'm not looking at these games anymore on a win or lose basis. I'm purely looking at these games now from an evaluation standpoint, and it's making me excited. Okay, because if I focus on the wins and losses, I'm gonna have a horrible 2020, and it's already a bad 2020. You know, but when I focus on people like Tyler Biadasz, right, and I was watching him, bro. I really want everybody to really go back and watch him that Philly game, bro. I want everybody to go get the NFL Game Pass and keep your eyes on just Badass. Bro, that dude is getting ready to be better than Fredericks.
We'll see.
Because, dude,
we'll see.
The only thing he won't have on Fredericks likely is the cerebral. But talent-wise, bro, I was like, oh, okay, I'll put it like this. You gonna remember this. Do you remember we kept driving the ball? We was running the ball and we stopped? We was running it off him, bro. And we was running it back to back. And I just want people to go look at NFL Game Pass. It looked like what Emmett was doing versus Buffalo in the Super Bowl, where they couldn't even stop him. He was securing his block at the point of attack, finishing the guy, going to the next level every time and getting the linebacker, bro. I was like, this dude is a monster. And it kept me like excited about what our future is going to be. And then obviously Diggs was exciting. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm trying to, you know, give our fans and the people that support you and your show, Big Game, something to look at these games and not have that sour stomach, like where you can look at a game and still enjoy it. So I would say the way to enjoy a game, even though it looked like we finna get murdered, start evaluating players, stop looking at the score. Because when you start evaluating players, like, okay, which one of these guys, you go start seeing the good, not just the bad. and it's a lot of good, but the bad could overshadow it. You know what I mean? So I'm just, maybe they don't mean nothing to nobody, but to me, that's what I'm doing going forward as I prepare for drafts and off season and everything that's gonna be coming up, and who we go keep and who would I make the case to keep once the season is over. All that's determined based on how these guys play.
I'm gonna totally agree with you on that one, because right now, like I said, I knew the season was over. I just wanted to see, like I'm gonna be honest with you, the last 2 games, all I've been doing is checking out the young guys. I've been, really watching Diggs, really watching Donovan Wilson, seeing, what they have in, Gallimore, what's going to happen with this linebacking core. I really want to see, this offensive line. I'm really trying to see how that offensive line is going to be in fold for next year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of guys in flux and you got guys coming back. So it's really going to be interesting to see how this offensive line thing plays out. I'm watching that. I knew the receiver position was going to suffer because your quarterback play suffers, your receiver is going to suffer. So I'm really not evaluating those guys because it's hard evaluating what you have a Ben DiNucci as your quarterback that can't hit anybody, holding the ball too long, looking like a 7th-round draft pick.
Yep.
Now we got the Dallas Cowboys starting Garrett Gilbert. I'm sorry, I watched him at University of Texas. I personally rather go with a Cooper Rush, just because he's more, in my opinion, he's more familiar with the Cowboys, the players, and I think maybe that'll help you going forward.
I'm leaving, bro. I'm leaving.
Why do you say that?
Because you making too much sense and it's actually bad, bro.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know what you saw in Garrett Gilbert to start him. He's going to get mangled, in my opinion. He's going to look really bad. He has no mobility. And if you think your offensive line suffer with a no mobility, at least DiNucci could run. He can't run. And now you got this defensive line coming at you with the TJ Watt, your boy Dupree, the 2 guys in the middle. I can't remember they dogs, Haywood and another cat. I mean, they're going to come at you with waves. You feel what I'm saying? So, but like I said, it's going to be good to evaluate because I really want to see what Tony Pollard's going to do. I'm really anxious to see if he can get off. I really want to see some stuff from Tony Pollard. And I want to see what this defense can do. I know we talked about Mike Nolan, but he's not going to get fired, in my opinion. Cowboys ain't going to do that. They don't fire coaches midseason. The only person to do that with was Jason Garrett with Wade Phillips. So they don't fire coaches midseason. They're the type that don't want to admit that they were probably wrong, and they're going to let it wait out for a whole year and then say, "Oh, well, we're not going to bring you back." You get what I'm saying? So this is the thing with Mike Nolan. Now we just got to see if this defense, can step up. It stepped up against Philly. Most turnovers that we've had all year, 4 turnovers, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles. Cowboys had 4 sacks in that game. We held them to only like 240 yards total. We had more first downs with them. So statistically, defensively, that's something we can look at. And I really want to see, boss, how this defense is going to play against Pittsburgh, because this is a team that's 7-0. You feel me? And I really want to see more Randy Gregory. You feel me? Get a John Lee on the field, because I think, you feel what I'm saying? So we got some weapons. Alden Smith has 5 sacks. Even though he slowed down, he's still, I feel, formidable. D-Law has played better. He played really good in the last game. He's the second higher rated defensive end in per PFF, and he played good last game. Let's see how they happen against this Pittsburgh team. The defense I think the defense can stay with this offense, dog. I think it can. It's our problem is our offense. We're offensively challenged because I know our defense has played trash statistically, but we do have some talent. That's been my issue.
You're right. And
we have some talent on defense, and we're playing like trash.
And this is one thing you right on. We got the talent. I agree with you on that. I feel like, because you said so much, bro. You can't give me like 18 points like that, bro.
I'm just saying, I just feel like our defense can stand with that offense. It's not a statistically great offense right now, boss. Even with their 7-0.
Yeah, but I watched them, bro. Like I really watched Pitt.
Their coach good.
they coach good and they deceptively good. You know what I'm saying? So like they not sexy, but they play winning football. And where they're strong is where we're weak. They go run the ball on us too, bro. And their outside guys win when they're called on. You know what I mean? It's a bad, and I think, and I'm just being honest, bro, on my analysis. I'm not trying to poo-poo on the defense. I think versus Philly was more an anomaly because Wentz played like garbage. You know what I mean? He like was very, very, very stupid with the football. You know what I mean? And I think it gave us an artificial confidence because this quarterback is not going to be like that. This line is not going to be weak. Their weapons are good on the outside and they run the ball very physically. And this game go show me, I put it like this. This game go show me if we really starting to turn the corner on the defense. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So like if we really do what we did against Philly, I'm gonna come back on the show next week. I'm gonna say you was dead right. You was seeing the tea leaves better than me. I do want to go back to one thing you said though, bro. Because I really wanted to walk out when you said that too. Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is somebody that's to me probably that guy that the Joneses bet against. Because it doesn't make sense to me to call it some kind of competition when Rush been in your system for 4 years or 3 years. You see what I'm saying? He know your terminology, right? Gilbert don't. He should have been the automatic like, yeah, man, come on back.
I mean, that's why you brought him back. That's why I thought you brought him back.
And it's a practice competition?
When they signed Cooper Rush, my first thought was you're starting him. Then that's why you brought him back.
It makes sense. Like this guy know your outfit.
Where's Garrett Gilbert going to be better? Garrett Gilbert, really?
Yeah.
Has he even started an NFL game? Well, Cooper Rush hasn't either, but
I do feel better by Cooper Rush.
I feel better too.
Better, and let me tell you,
he's been with the system,
and he gritty. Like he
had
Mike White. Yeah, everybody wanted Mike White, and he gritted him out. And then he had to grit out the son, who was the obvious son and favorite at that time, Kellen Moore. Because remember when Cooper Rush came on the scene, I know you remember this. I'm also talking to your fans. But Cooper Rush had the highest passing rate in preseason history.
Yeah, in 2017.
And he came out with Watson, Mahomes. You know, they was in that preseason, bro. You know, I'm not saying he's Mahomes. I'm not saying he's Watson.
No, he's nothing.
Yeah, but I'm saying, bro, he put up at least some evaluation tape that make you say, okay, let's see where we can go from here. Because when we was trying to see what he can do, he beat out the guy that was our second team quarterback, which was Kellen Moore. He fights. He's gritty. He's almost like a Brandon Knight of quarterbacks. Because Brandon Knight, ugly to look at. You won't look at Brandon Knight or look at even my boy McGovern and say, they look good in their uniform, but you see that grit when they play. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I want to see Rush. Rush to me got a quiet heart about him, bro. You know what I mean? You know, and then if we did put him in there, I would sit back and say, okay, if he show that same grit, some of our games are winnable.
I just think he gives us a better chance to win than Garrett Gilbert. Chance
to win, bro.
Just something in my heart.
Yeah, I think it's your eyes too.
Yes,
I think it's your eyes.
I seen Gilbert.
I saw that.
Gilbert is not going to come in there. It may be Gilbert. But I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it at all. And I believe Cooper Rush gives us the better chance to play.
Me mad is then if they put Cooper Rush in
and he does something, right. And that's where it gets frustrating because y'all are coaches and we sitting out here out in the stands and we seeing certain things. You know, I don't know who Terrence Steele's sponsor is, dog. You like him, but I don't know who his sponsor is, big dog. Yeah. 7 sacks, giving up 28 pressures, dog. Like, what are you trying to prove by keeping him at right tackle and saying that I'm lost? with that, because who is saying that we need to keep him there to keep why? Well, I mean, what more do you need to see of him? What I'm that's just my confusion with him at right tackle. What do you need to see in him that's going to make you feel better the next game? You have him going against TJ Watt. TJ Watt is going to play on that right side, on that side. Yeah. They're going to blitz on that side. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on there. Even if you don't, I'm just trying to figure it out, boss. That's why I'm confused.
Nah, I think you hitting it on the head. I don't think you confused at all, bro. I think your whole analysis makes sense, and I'm gonna marry your analysis. So I think it was Ready Red that said it. One of your guys said it perfectly in the beginning of the show. You gotta help steal this game, bro. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta help him here. Undrafted free agent. None of us even really want to see him into year 2. I like his measurables. I like his rawness. I think he's a dream build in terms of what you want in a tackle with the long arms and the quick feet. He got all of that. But at the same time, he needed that year, that offseason. Just like Tristan Hill. Like, we saw that step up in Tristan Hill from just one offseason. Still need that. And so while he's not getting that, you're right. You might want to rotate Zach Martin and then put Connor McGovern at guard, because then that's your better line. That's a better line. You know what I mean? Overall. And to me, that's always the goal. And you want to protect your assets, regardless if they're backups or not. You don't want to destroy your backup quarterback's confidence because they getting chased down and hitting the nose their first game. You know what I mean? Like, you want to preserve their confidence so that if they have to play for Dak again, they believe that they can get it done, and they not thinking that the NFL is full of getting hit in your chin every play. So they gotta slow this game down, because I guess we don't move to talking strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gotta slow this game down. They gotta help steal. They gotta do a whole lot of super methodical dink and dunks. We gotta get turnovers, or we go get ran out. Period. It's
gotta be a game to be, in my opinion, big dog. It's gotta be a game where the Pittsburgh Steelers are gonna have to keep us in the game with turnovers, bad plays, like the Philadelphia Eagles. I said it before we played the Eagles, that the Eagles were gonna make bad plays to keep us in the game, and they did. I thought that's what was gonna happen. I felt like Wentz would turn the ball over. Because 10 touchdowns, 10 interceptions going that game, I felt like they would keep us in the game, and that's the only way we could stay in the game was turnovers, and that's how we did stay in the game, was turnovers. So we're going to have to get more turnovers. We're going to have to win a turnover battle again in this game. We're going to have Big Ben make some mistakes, maybe underestimate us because of the record, and come in and make silly mistakes, because it does happen.
It does.
You're 7-0. You're playing a team that's 2-6. They call these trap games. We've seen it before. We could be the trap game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You get what I'm saying? They could play lethargical. They could play lackadaisical, because they're looking at our team like this is one of the worst teams in the league, and you tend to let your guard down. And when you play like that, you make those silly little mistakes. You drop the ball that you usually catch in those big games, because you're playing a team that you're thinking like, I might drop this ball, but I'll catch the next one because we're going to beat you. You get what I'm saying? We play the game, boss. You know how it happens in your mentals. Yeah. So that's what Dallas has to be able to happen for the Dallas Cowboys to stay in the game. But we do need to slow the game down. But the offensive line is really going to have to step up and give some protection. You get what I'm saying? They're going to have to give our quarterback some time. I think that's the biggest thing, that even if we slow this game down, they got to give our quarterback some time to throw the damn ball. I mean, yes, DiNucci was running for his life, but you got to be able to protect him a little bit and throw that ball. But there was plays that DiNucci missed because he was holding the ball too long. Quarterback got to make some plays, and that's why I feel better with Cooper Rush, because I've seen him make plays. I ain't saying he's sweet, I ain't saying he's dope or anything, but I've seen him make passes. I've seen him be calm and composed in this type of game, and that's the reason why I feel better. I know Garrett Gilbert played at the AFF or whatever. I know he did that. But I'm sorry, dog. I seen him at Texas. He transferred. I'm sorry. I just don't believe it. I just feel better with a Cooper Rush out there. And then, like I said, Get. I don't know what you really got to do, dog. The main thing with me is the offensive line has to protect. That's the biggest thing with me.
I mean, and I'm gonna be all the way honest, bro. I think we finna get routed.
Probably so.
I think we getting ready.
We might stay with them early, but we're not going to be able to score points. That's the problem.
Yeah, they defense also real good.
Yeah, and they're in my fantasy football, and I'm caught in between. Like, I wasn't a fantasy football guy, but if it starts getting out of hand, I will be starting saying, "Come on, dog, give me some more interceptions."
Yeah.
I'm just keeping it real, dog. We start getting blown out. I
feel like we go get routed. I don't think that we scheming to try to win, bro. Like, how many vertical shots did we take on Philly?
Yeah, but DiNucci, they also, this is what I heard. This is what he said. They scaled the playbook down to 25% of the playbook. But let's keep it real, dog. DiNucci played like trash. I mean, he missed a lot.
He missed a chance at least to go downfield with our
right, but when you but did you see him playing the game? Yes, you saw it. He looked atrocious.
But it's even worse when you don't say, "Okay, this shot, just throw it up to."
Would you really do that, boss? Come on now,
at least 3 times
for real with him.
I would, because I believe.
Did you see the one throw he threw and he hopped and when he threw it and it was a long pass to Coop and it was almost intercepted? Do we understand, boss, that Philly dropped 4 interceptions?
No, it was bad, man. But we didn't.
Philly dropped 4 interceptions, big dog.
Remember that dunk that Andy Dalton threw to Gallup, and it won the game because we got good receivers. I think you.
I call it DiNucci Coochie.
I call him the Dookie.
DiNucci Coochie, bad Coochie. He played bad, dog. Like,
because actually you're a rookie. I should give.
Yeah, and I get you. And I got to give you a pass.
Like, yeah, you the Dookie, man. Like just right now, you the Dookie, bro. Like, it's not fair to you. You got thrown out there.
You got to see the NFL is real life, DiNucci. And even if injured players, backups are still damn good. You feel me?
Right. And that's happened. It's been backups that showed up out of nowhere. Like, damn. You know what I mean? That happened with the Jags.
Oh, Montana 808. You didn't tell me about DiNucci, dog. I never thought DiNucci was sweet. What I'm saying is, when we're going into a game and I got to use something to get us hyped up, I'm going to go, Nucci. But in my heart, dog, he's not good. I never thought DiNucci was sweet, man. You didn't tell me that. Don't do that, Montana. Don't do that. I know he wasn't good. Come on, man. If I thought he was sweet, dog, you should just tell me to get off of freaking YouTube and never make another never make a YouTube video again if I thought DiNucci was nasty. I should delete my channel if I thought that.
My boy.
Come on, man. Come on, Montana. Don't do that. Come on, dog.
Quality. That boy said, I want to say Nucci.
Come on, dog. Yeah, when I was saying Nucci, come on, man. You can't really believe I really thought he was sweet.
Man, that's not being a real analyst. That's not really honestly.
Come on, dog.
Because look, would you listen to Big Game if he just cheerleaded?
If I said DiNucci was sweet and dope and all that, you shouldn't even listen to this channel anymore.
Exactly.
You just say I'm an idiot and a fool. Come on, dog. Don't do me like that, Montana.
Yeah. So I mean, and we just calling a spade, man. Actually, if we came out and said we were starting Cooper Rush, I would feel better. I would even say there's a chance we could probably win. Because at least I have some kind of reference of some good games out of him and good performances, bro. You know what I mean? Yes, it was a long time ago. But he would be my best chance for this team. Not Gilbert, not DiNucci, and not even Andy, bro.
And he just is whack. And I thought he was gonna be good as a backup, but he's so damn scary now. Like, dog, I don't know. I don't know. I just want to see. Damn, hurry up and get this damn season over with. You feel me?
Yeah, and
it's annoying right now because I'm annoyed. I'm just very annoyed. I'm annoyed right now. It's not even about the wins or losses. I guess I'm just annoyed. It's the same thing.
Yeah,
I think that's the annoying. It's not the win. It's not the record right now. It's the annoyance is the same old thing. It's like, guess what? It's another year of the same old thing, dog. And that's why I'm annoyed.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it hurt. Yeah, like hope feels better. Hope feels better than the reality of bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like the reality just hit us, bro. Like it hit us like a brick. Like y'all bad.
We're good. We're not good.
It was. I felt I still had hope with Dak.
Right.
Because I had confidence. Like, yeah, the hardest part of our season was the beginning. The second half is the lighter side, and I was like, Dak go eat that alive. He was on record pace on the hardest part of our season. So what he gonna do on these soft teams, you know? But without Dak, bro. Let me focus on the silver lining too.
All right. What's the silver lining before we get up out of here? What's the silver lining?
This is a super blessing in disguise.
Okay.
Because Dak could have put up 7,000 yards, and it would have still not. We would have still gave his receivers credit, Z credit, and everybody credit, and we would have been giving Jerry and Steven cover in the offseason to continue their hardball games. But because we looking at this without Dak, it's very clear now that Dak was the cologne on a musty body that kept you at least decent. You know what I mean? So this offseason, most of the fan base should be off of the stupid theories that we had going into this season. Like Andy Dalton was leveraged against a Dak holdout. So nobody go ever say no dumb shit like that again going forward, because now we see the product on the field. So all this old hope ass analysis and this old fairy tale like, oh, Jerry and them just got Andy Dalton. Hold out now, Dak. Yeah, nobody gonna be that stupid going into 2021. So in our long term, this season go help us because likely Dak should now get signed. And if anybody start talking about this tank for Lawrence and all this kind of stuff, fine, man. You can still stay in dreamland. You can stay there. Because if you really want to get a Trevor Lawrence or a Fields, you're betting on projection and hope versus Dak gave you actual reality production. You know, you also taking a big downgrade in leadership. And so a whole lot of people took leadership for granted till they saw the team without leadership. Because everybody's to say, even especially the NFL analysis and ESPN and all those type of guys, you know, Dak, you know, he's a good leader. Like, that's a little thing, bro. That's a big thing. A leader makes everybody come up. Don't you want a guy that make everybody play better?
I'm gonna be honest with you, boss. I don't trust the Joneses as far as I can throw my foot and my hand and my shoe. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't have the confidence that they're going to do the right thing. You know why? Because all I heard was Stephen Jones talking about, oh, guess what? We got to make sure that it's right for everybody. Now, we love Dak, and we love him so much. We love him more than the world can stand. But guess what? We got to make it good for everybody because we got to make sure we build a team around him. We got to just make sure that's right. And Dak's got to understand that we trying to do this for him. So he's got to be able to understand that he's got to be team friendly. So that's what I heard. Okay. And then I heard Jerry Jones come out and say, well, the reason we didn't sign Dak Prescott was the COVID. See, Steven said one thing. His daddy said it was COVID. And then after his daddy came out and said it was COVID, the reason why they didn't sign him, when I seen all these other players getting signed during the COVID season. And then Steven all of a sudden changes his tune and says, yeah, well, I watched the interview. Steven changed his tune right when his dad said it. Oh, yeah, it was the COVID and you got these things happen. So what leads me to really have the confidence that the Jerry Jones and Steven Jones are going to do the right thing and sign your quarterback when you signed everybody else before him who already shown he was the leader, and you put him on another prove-it deal, because that's what it was, boss. That was another prove-it year this year with a new head coach. You had another prove-it deal, and guess what? Now you see who was the real guy, like you said. But do I trust that you're going to do the right thing? Do I trust that you're going to sign your quarterback because the price tag is going to go up? The price tag was $31 million. It's going up. So I'm going to trust and believe that you're going to sign your quarterback to a multi-year deal when the price is going up, knowing you have so many other parts to fill on your team. I just don't trust them. Do I want Dak back? Hell yeah. But do I trust the Joneses to do the right thing and bring them back? No, I don't.
Man, you just pissed all in my yogurt, Kool-Aid, my juice.
I just don't want to. I'm not going to believe that, dog. I'm not going to believe the Joneses. Yeah, I'm not believing them, dog.
Never do, bro. I'm never go fight good logic. And you just presented a hellified case of why I should be very skeptical. Because, see, I made the case of common sense. You made the case of reality of how we do things here. And that's just honest, bro. And it hurt. And the saddest part before we go, I want to really tell the fans some real stuff, bro. This is not on Dak's agent. This is not on Dak. This is all the way on the Joneses, bro.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't understand this. I'm going to break this down before I go. It was way better for the team to sign Dak for a contract and not franchise tag him. Because most people don't know this, bro. But the Joneses threw away $31.4 million for 4 games in this tag game that they played. Because, see, this ditch was supposedly dug for Dak, but they ass fell in it.
Exactly.
Because they didn't think
I think that's karma. They say the karma. Maybe it gotta be, because you just like you said. I never thought about it just like that aspect. I'm gonna let you keep going. But $31 million for 4 freaking games, and that's what you did.
Not Dak. You lost.
Yeah, you did.
You lost.
Mm-hmm.
And Dak exponentially won because Dak was on a record pace.
Mm-hmm.
So his film up to that point, I know it's a whole lot of Romo heads and people that hate Dak and maybe even racists. It's a whole lot of reasons people don't like Dak. And they go say, but he was 1-3. Fine, sure. But those of us with common sense know that Dak was doing his thing with an all-time bad defense, bro. Literally all-time bad defense, bro. The only reason we was even relevant was Dak, bro. Period. And they lost, bro. He put up he was on pace for 6,600 yards. So I know a lot of our fans like to say, well, Dak is average. No GM wants Dak. You are a damn fool if you really feel that GMs and owners watch the quarterback on a 6,600-yard pace and go be like, no, I'm cool with a quarterback need. You stupid. You real stupid. And our fans can't be that stupid. You know, maybe some. But most go be like, yeah, you right on that. You know what I mean? Like, people saw what he did. People see what the team is now without him. It built his value. So this ditch that they dug with this tag game, they ass fell in it, bro. And that's just the bottom line. And this is the worst part. Just go look at the details of the Watson contract. You can go to just Beyond the Cap. It's right there, bro. Just Google Beyond the Cap, Watson contract, and look at the actual payouts of his contract, right? And the cap hit. It's all right there. It's gonna piss you off when you see it if you smart. Because when you look at it, you go say, you mean to tell me on an average contract of $39 million, the team is only accounting for $9 million this year? Let me ask all you fans that felt like Dak wasn't worth the money. Would you rather Dak for 4 games get $9 million or $31 million? That 31 million we will never see again. That's gone. How many players could we have signed with 31 million, bro?
Because if you would have signed him to that long-term deal, it would have lowered his average salary number. It would have spread out the money for you to be able to spend money for other players. If you would have cut a Tyrone Crawford, that's an extra 8 and 9 million added onto a contract that spread it out. Then you really could have made a splash and could have got somebody to really help your defense, Jamal Adams or somebody like that.
Yeah.
You could have just really and see. Here's the thing. That's where we get frustrated, big dog, with the front office. Because, see, y'all want to play around. Y'all want to play these games in the media. Y'all all want to always talk in the media and talk this and that. These other teams ain't talking in the media, big dog. Nope. They're making things happen. But every week we got to hear Steven and Jerry. Just now we heard Jerry saying, oh, we had some weeds in the yard with these trades, a few things. You didn't do shit, so shut the hell up. Why are you talking about it when you didn't do shit? Don't jump in there on 105 The Fan and talk about you had your hands in the dirt with some weeds in the field with some players and you didn't do anything. They do shut up signings. They do shut up things. They listen to the media. They hear Cowboys fans and they jump right in there and say, oh, let's get a shut up signing so they can be quiet for like 4 or 5 games so we can figure out what we need to do in the media in damage control. That's what the hell the Joneses do. So ain't nobody listening to you, dog. So like you said, other teams are out there making the moves. They're just talking about the moves. And yes, I'm not sitting there saying they didn't go out there in free agency and try to do it right. That flopped. I can't blame them for not trying to go out there. But like I said, you should have signed your quarterback, opened that bread up, and then went and tacked and got some dogs. You got some good players, but get some dogs. Make a trade. It's okay to get rid of a couple draft picks and these good players that are young are going for 3rd rounders, 4th rounders, 5th rounders, 6th rounders. They're going for that. You got to be hardcore in the negotiations. You guys are over top of it. These other teams are doing it. How come y'all ain't? Why? Because y'all scary. If y'all have one bad signing, they get gun shy. And then they start pulling everything close to the vest, boss. And that's why they go for them bargain basement signings. Because it ain't hurting you. It ain't killing you. But if you jump out there with some balls and then it fails in your face, now you're scared because you don't want it. But it don't matter. This is what you in the game for the jumping out there for you. That's why the Jerry Jones, why you got Dallas Cowboys, dog, for the wheeling and dealing for the, I don't know what the word is, but sticking your chest out, Jerry. Now all of a sudden you get gunshot. I'm telling you, boss, when they sign somebody who they feel like, oh damn, we messed up. Now they get close to the vest and they don't want to sign people because they get scary.
You know what I'm gonna do next time we on the show? I'm gonna just say the first 5 minutes we finna get off the show, because this is how you start preaching every time we finna get off the show, bro.
I mean, you feel me, though, dog?
A hell of a sermon.
It's just these other teams ain't talking about it; they doing it, and we always talking about it. Dallas is always in the media talking about what we gonna do, but they ain't. These other teams are doing it. Dallas always talking about what they gonna do. These other teams are just out there doing it. And that's why we always
had an organ and an amen horn, bro. Because golly, you preaching.
That's why we go in circles.
On one more piece of facts.
Go ahead.
Just the last one. To your point. Because see, that boy preaching. See, y'all don't appreciate my boy Big Guy. Y'all just need to listen, man. See, when somebody preaches a good sermon, you know what you're supposed to do.
Amen. And the church saying, man.
But do you know what church etiquette is?
What's that?
You're supposed to give to the preacher.
Yeah, hey. Donation.
No, I'm just joking, y'all. But at the same time, really, no, he putting in some good work, bro. Like for real, he put in some good work, bro. That dude just killed that. And let me echo just one fact on what he said. Minkah Fitzpatrick went for a 2nd rounder, and Steven said, I don't see anybody worth going after. Pitt was like, y'all want a 2nd rounder for a top 5 safety? Bet. That's big game James point right there. And y'all cannot tell me that Minkah has not been the key The key to Pittsburgh right now. Now you looking at us over here with safety need. You looking at us right now with safety need. And just remember, see, Big Game James said it. Every now and then, opportunities come across that where you have to trade a draft pick, but it's the right one. Even Cooper, we still arrogant on. You know why? Because everybody else, it was obvious we had a bunch of number 3s and number 2 receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Steven said it took an act of Congress to get him because he didn't want to give up that first. See, y'all, you got to understand when you're hearing a good sermon. See, when the spirit hits you and the church start preaching, you got to recognize it. Big Game was preaching right there, and a lot of our fans didn't even see it. I'm talking about all facts. He didn't tell not one lie. That sometimes, bro, them opportunities are in your trade. But I trade for a draft pick. But I'm gonna say this before we get out of here. This is the profile of Steven, which is his greatest asset, but also his greatest weakness. His greatest asset is he's a great budgeter.
Mm-hmm.
His greatest weakness is he's a great budgeter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what kills him. He gets so pigeonholed into his budgeting plans to where when he got value sitting in his face, kissing him on the lips, sucking on his neck, he can't figure out if she wants some or not. That's a real bad analogy, but you know it.
Not really, because like I don't know if I want to do this. It's the gun shy. Like I said,
bro. Like, dog, that dude, man, that was about the best sermon I heard in about 4 months. You know, and that is the dilemma of Dallas. We so in love with building through the draft, and the way that we able to save money by doing that we get bougie on opportunities. Like even Earl. Like, it would have actually been genius because you were saying you was willing to give up a first or a second just last year for Earl.
Mm-hmm.
Earl was sitting there dirt cheap for us this year. How you would have actually looked even more genius to where we was disciplined. We didn't give up our first. See, patience paid off, fan base. We just got him for a deal. No, you know what you did? You looked at him this year and was like, we're good. We're going to go with our young guys. We're going to go with our unproven guys. And then they went out there and sold us a bag of rocks called Thompson and called it a great safety. And me and Big James was scratching our head the whole offseason like, Thompson? So anyway, yeah. We gonna just try to get through this season, y'all. Y'all stay with us. We back rocking again on these Saturdays. It's gonna be basically like this, and we gonna go even deeper every time, every week, because every week go expose something new, and we go expose it. But nah, I love this show, bro, and I love how you close it out because it was just too real.
Yeah, man. It's just, it's like I said, it's just to me, it's just a lot of talking to organization that I don't try to listen anymore. I don't want to listen to the interviews. I don't want to hear y'all talking in interviews because y'all just lie. I mean, I just feel y'all just lie. Y'all don't tell the truth. Y'all not really keeping it really funky about what's really going on. So, talk is cheap and it's still the same thing. And until those things happen, show me different. I'm just to the point where show me different. Like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and focus in on the young players, seeing how they can continue to get better. Because as I said before, you can say that you love these draft picks. We know Steven loves those draft picks, but you better hit on them. If you being so stingy with these draft picks, then y'all better be having the best damn drafts every damn year. For real. Because if you're going to be stingy with them, you better hit on them. And when I look at these last few drafts, ain't been a lot of hitting.
No.
Let me just keep it real. 2016 was our best draft to date because you had Zeke, like you said, Dak, Jalen came out. There was a lot of good players that came out of that draft. But when you look at a lot of these other drafts, there's a lot of question marks. There's not a lot of hits where you say, ooh, that draft was good.
Yeah, it's not amazing hits. Like, because when you think about it, that second would have been Tristan Hill. Did you want Minka or Tristan Hill? It's no brainer,
and
bro.
a guaranteed player. And so now you may have lost that pick, but here's the thing: if you lost that pick, but you got a player who's balling out for you, now manipulate them draft picks. Now get in there with your draft people and say, okay, this is the picks that we have. Now let's wheel and deal. I mean, you see these other organizations like New England, other teams that say, okay, we gave up them picks. We have this player. Now let's get in here and figure out how we need to do with these picks and draft these players. You get what I'm saying? Totally. It's just like the Cowboys get top heavy. They want to draft a star. If they don't get a star, you know what? We'll go with the regular players. But y'all regular players ain't, I don't know, dog. I don't know.
No, man. I mean, but you know,
I don't know, man.
I love it, bro. And you know what I love about you, bro? When I got on her, man, my boy Big Game James was real hot, bro. That's why I started laughing in the beginning of the show, because his heart in this. It's some cats that do blogging, bro, that don't love the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. That's the damn truth. That's the damn truth.
See, like I rock with Big Game James. I rock with West Coast. One thing I can say about both of these boys, I love to see when my boys' hearts in it. You know what I mean? Like your emotions in it, bro. And I see it. Like that's why I started laughing in the beginning when you said, "I'm all right, dog." And when you say that dog, I'm
just being annoyed, man.
Win, bro. Like, and when you see them dropping the ball, and see people take you wrong. Like people will take you wrong because they'll think you being negative.
Mm-hmm.
No, bro, it's love. Like it's love that make you like, bro, I'm sick of this shit, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you get into it with your lady or she get into it with you. Not talking about you, Big James. I'm just talking about
life. Yeah, for sure.
Because you want it to work. And you're like, we so close, baby. Damn.
All right, yeah, let's stop all this dumb shit and let's make this shit work. Let's make it work.
I like the sex. I like how we talk. I like how we vibe, but we fighting over eggs this morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's stop this. That's kind of like what Big James is right now, where he like, I'm all right, dog. You know what I mean?
I'm just tired of this.
Tired. Like, yeah.
I mean, I'm tired of looking.
Because Jason Garrett gone and you end up finding out the politics still here.
Right. That annoys me.
It hurt you, bro. It hurt. And it hurt the hell out of me, bro. Like when let me go.
Like you said, and I'm, I don't really feel like I'm being negative. I'm just being real about it. Like, and it's not. And here's the thing, I'm still real even when we win, and like I still don't be the fool's gold type of guy. I'm not the homer type. I love my squad, but I'm gonna keep it real. I was more of a homer before I got into media. Once I went to media school and really jumped outside of the box and really started analyzing my team, that homer shit went away, dog. Like it really did. That homer shit really went away. Like I still really started seeing the team really start pressing the salary caps, trades, players. I was already always analyzing, evaluating players, even when back in the day. But just looking at the little things, and you just think like, I'm not going to be a homer, dog. Like I can't. I wouldn't want to listen to anybody that was just on the homer shit, like telling me everything was great. And I'm looking at the team like it's not that great. Tell me the truth, because even when I listen to guys in the media, there was a guy, what's his name? Rich Goslin. He wrote for the Dallas Cowboys for over 20 years. He's a award-winning writer. And one thing I liked about him, boss, and I hated about him when I was younger, is when he wrote about Jerry and the team, he would say some shit that would just make me so mad. It'd be the truth, though. I didn't want to hear the truth. I didn't want to read the truth, and I'd turn it off. I close the paper. I'm like, man, he a hater, man. Y'all saying something negative. And you know what I do, boss? I go back 10 minutes later, open that article right back up and read it again. You know why? Because I need the truth. Even though I hated hearing that, I needed that truth. I need to go back and read it again and look at my team and say, dog, it ain't all great, bro. And I mean, that's the way I got to be right now. And I'm not trying to be negative, but damn.
Well, I said like this before we get out of here, bro. I'm a man that read the scriptures, okay, in the Bible. And one of the realest scriptures says, faithful are the wounds of a friend. nobody should have around them somebody that's gonna just tell them what they want to hear. And I feel like to a degree, hopefully, Jerry and Steven have some people around them that they can go to when they, feeling like I'm failing, and can say, bro, talk to me. Like, what do you really think? And somebody that can really just say, man, you should have paid Dak.
No, I just can't believe that no more.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I wish it would happen. I just
more
can't
so this no on this point too.
They Eagles.
For people that listen to Big Game James and me, and they might say, man, y'all boys being negative. Look, you can't heal unless you expose first what the problem is. Because if you still sitting here thinking that Mike Nolan is going to turn around, that means we go stay in the pain of Mike Nolan for longer. I'd rather just go ahead and say, hey, man, the dude ain't working. I know. Or we suck in this area. Let's fix it.
I mean, it's okay to say you made a mistake and move the hell on. It's okay. Nobody's going to hate on you for saying you made a mistake. Like, they came out and said they made a mistake about TJ Watt now after 3 years later. See, they want to wait 3 years later and want to come out and say, oh, well, we liked TJ Watt, but Rod really didn't think he would hold up. Now y'all saying that 3 years later. 3 years later, now you're coming out and saying, just shut up. I don't want to hear them. Just shut up. I'm going to keep it real, dog. Shut up.
It sounds like they're expecting, honestly, Watt to go off, too. So sometimes you say stuff to get ahead of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we messed up. So we gonna say it before he.
So before he get 4 sacks, we gonna tell you again that we messed up. We messed up.
Before y'all even start fussing at us. Yeah, we know.
Just whatever, dog. But hey, we'll see. Something might happen, but hopefully some of our young players step up. I'd like to see if this defense can. Like I said, I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers offense is super explosive. We are gonna have to keep our eye on Chase Claypool. I am excited to see that matchup with him and Trevin Diggs if they go one-on-one against each other. That the young rook has been getting tested, so that'll be a good little matchup. And like I said, I want to see if this defensive line, maybe Bradley and I can get some snaps. I like to see what this young defense can do and see how the offensive line can handle this defensive front. That's going to be the key right there, the whole game. Yeah, our offensive line against their defensive line.
I think your best idea and the one that I super co-signed the most was your McGovern plan. I think that's an excellent plan because
I think he can be good for us.
Yeah, and the fact that like he already had a good debut.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody show you something
and he got better,
yeah,
it's a good front.
Make room to see if it's not a fluke. Like
okay, right. That's why I want to play him against Philly because that's why the game. If Zach Martin is coming out again, boss, and saying, I would play right tackle if you wanted me to, that's where a game where if you had Fletcher Cox, right, I get it. DiNucci, 7th rounder, I get it. You want to feel safe by putting Martin in there. You don't want the pressure up the middle. I totally get it. But Connor McGovern, one of his assets was his strength. You got to see if he can handle it. What are you waiting for? Because what are you not going to play him the whole year? And then who? How's he going to play next year if you still have Zach Martin at right guard and Connor Williams at left guard? You get what I'm saying?
No, that's an excellent plan, bro.
That don't make no sense if they're – what are you doing?
Right. Right.
You got a 3rd-round pick. If you're talking about your picks, right?
Right.
Here's your pick from last year. That was a rookie that his whole season was washed out. So why are you playing him? Stop deceiving yourselves like you're going somewhere this year. You need to see what you have in Connor McGovern, dog. So you need to, hey, if Connor Williams needs to kick out, it's okay, damn it. Is Connor Williams just the dopest left guard in the world that you said, we'll never move Connor Williams from left guard? Really?
Yeah, man, it sounds like. And
really?
Yeah.
Connor Williams has solidified the left guard that damn much that you won't even remove him? Really?
Yeah. It sounds like that hand on the scale. I mean, but we go look.
Yeah. It is what it is, dog. Hey, let them know where they can find you, all your good stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know what it is. Let them know about Cowboy where they can find my dog.
Boss Cowboy Sports, and then I will do a recap immediately after the game. Where I break down the game and the kind of highlights and evaluation. I'm doing it a lot different now. I'm doing it based on even what looks good in the draft. Okay. So my recap's gonna be a little bit different because some games expose draft needs more than others. So I'm gonna, do it like, okay, based on this game, this is who I would want us to pick at pick 5 or something like that. So it's gonna always kind of have that twist to it, based on what I see. And I will tease y'all like this: if the draft was today, based on where we sitting, I'm taking Chase. Yep, I said that too. And we'll talk about that later. But Boss Cowboy Sports on Facebook is where you find me. And I got a lot of good stuff coming. And then we'll be talking about that too.
Well, hey, really appreciate you. I missed not being able to do this show the last couple of weeks. We always have great talks. We try to keep it as real as we can. It's real candid. I like the, we just be on here talking. I like that. I don't, it's all weird and scripted and shit. Sometimes you feel like that. But it's never here. We never had to. We just all can freestyle funk, and we just keep it real from the heart. We study hard over here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We study hard. We try to bring y'all the best. So really appreciate everybody that was in the feed. We had a lot of good people. Boss go hard. We had a lot of good people in the feed. Shout out to everybody who was in the feed today. Appreciate all you guys. I love you guys for life. A lot of good stuff today, and we'll just see what happens tomorrow. Hopefully the Cowboys can show something. This could be the trap game for the Steelers, so let us be the trap game for the other team. They always say we have a trap game coming up for the Cowboys. Let us be the trap game for the Steelers, and let's upset them and have something to talk about good this next week, because one of the teams that I do hate is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I don't want to see them win, because I'm going to hear their mouth for a very long time. And it'd be nothing better for the Cowboys to do an upset against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So, hey, bigger things can happen in the air. So that's what I'll just pray about. Shout out to everybody. Love you guys. Silver and Blue Nation, Big Game James, Boss Cowboys. Check us both out. We'll talk to you. Peace.